Welcome to another episode of Hooked. My name's John Murray and I'm an angling addict, and today you join me down on the banks of the River Foss at Towthorpe near York. So I've decided to avoid the early season rush and just come and fish some quaint little waters, see what we can get out of them. I know that there's some decent chub in this little river. It really is a tiny little river, but I wanted to avoid the masses of people on the rivers in the opening week of the season. Hopefully we'll get into a few days and maybe the odd big chub or two. So stay tuned, we'll get some fishing done, coming right up. So I'm just running the float down mid-river. Going through nice and steady. It's not an overprecious setup. I've got about £5 line on because some decent chub that I saw in here last night. I had a wander down and spotted some really good fish, probably about £3 a piece, so I'm going to need a bit of gear on to stop them. Got a 0.15 bottom on, size 18 hook. Water's quite clear, you can actually see the maggots on the bottom. I don't think these fish are hook shy. They're rarely fished for. Not a huge amount of flow on the river. This 2 number 4 stick's actually taking about 5 number 8. I've got 3 directly underneath the float and just 2 down the line. Just got into another little fish. Just down downstream trot. Don't look a bad little dace actually. Lovely fish. See the size of this river, that's a beautiful little dace. That's another fish. Just hit him down at the bottom end of that run there. Nice fish. That's another quality dace, that. Beautiful fish. Probably about 4 or 5 ounces. So I'm just putting half a dozen white maggots through the swim at a go. I haven't been fishing long at all and already we're getting fish coming on. Just trickling bait in. Just keep a constant stream going down the river. It is a little difficult to film this going down, but that's another bite. Due to the banks being overgrown. Very steep into the river here. It's only a couple of foot off the water, but can't get any closer to trim the vegetation without falling in. And that's another. So I'll just show you the rig, guys. This is the float. Simple little 2 number 4 alloy stem stick by Dave Harrell. They're probably no more than about 4 or 5 inches long, them stick floats. Perfect for these small rivers. There's 3 number 8s just below the bottom end of the float. That's moving down about 7 or 8 inches below that. We've got another number 8. Another 7 or 8 inches below that, another number 8, and then we've got about 8 inches to a size 18 wide gape Drennan hook with a single white maggot on. Something biting. Yeah, fish on. Lovely fishing this. Just come out with just one rod, a bait apron, half a pint of maggots, just having a few hours, enjoying myself. Not carrying all the match gear or the hordes of bait. It's just a different form of fishing. Quite mobile, so I can up and move onto another length, go search somewhere else. Just going a little bit quiet at the moment. Take a few fish out of the swim like this, it'll spook them. But I may just try a piece of bread in a moment. So this is just pure liquidised bread, it's not punch crumb. If you want to know how to make punch crumb, then check out my video on how to make punch crumb. But this is just lovely fluffy bread. Now I've actually, because it's summer, I've left the crust on, so it's got a few chunkier bits in, but it binds up nicely. You only want a tiny little bit of that to a swim like this, so just a little nugget, next to nothing really. That'll put an awful lot of crumb down. That's beautiful. It's just dropped in and it's breaking up through that water now. So I'll just try one of these punches. I think they are Maver ones. Nice deep section punch. Quite easy for getting the bread out. The only downside is I'm not on a box or anything, so I'll just have to use a bait tub lid to punch the bread out with. I'm sure we'll manage. I've not rolled this, I've not done anything with it, it's just pure Warburton's white loaf, medium white, straight out of the packet. So we'll just pop that disc of bread on our hook. That's it, nicely hooked. When that goes in, that should fluff up nicely. Let's give that a try. Right, developing. Yeah, I'm going to hit that. Ooh, missed it. It's running down roughly mid-river. It's going to back off on the feed a little bit. No bite on those last couple of runs through. I don't know whether the fish are getting wary or there's just not that many here. I know there's big chub in this area. We'll get a bite shortly, I'll feed the far bank and try trotting across there. I'll start feeding it now. Just give it another half an hour in this peg, and if we get nothing then we'll move. Right, I think I'm just going to move downstream a little bit into this swim here, at the end of this outfall, and get in. And the river looks fairly decent. Seen a couple of fish, only dace, but worth getting a couple out for maybe. Give it half an hour or so. Right, we're in our second peg. Just on the end of the outfall here. Let's see what we can get out of it. Just pop a few maggots in. Looks to be a few fish topping out there. I'm hopeful we can get one pretty quickly. It's a little bit tight. It's definitely a nice little trot. That's a bite straight away out. Yeah, that's... oh, missed him. Definitely fish there though. The last peg they just seem to vacate it. That's a fish having a go now. Yep, there we go. Lovely. Just got to be careful of the trees. Nice little dace. Small fish. 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. It just goes to show it's well worth a move when you stop catching on a little river like this. Such a pretty little river. Shame not more of it's fishable. So much weed in areas of this river. Quite inaccessible in places. Another bite. Something's having a go. Just trickle baiting. Oh, that's a bite. There we go, just as we fed. Downstream end of the run. Oh, it's a roach. Tiny little roach. Thought it was bobbing around. Yeah, bonny little fish. I'm expecting a roach up here today. It's biting again. Something there. Ooh. Yeah, it's a fish. Another little dace. We'll see if we can take one more on the maggot, and then I'll just try a bit of punch without putting any bread through. Don't want to overfeed these fish. Might have been the case in the last swim that even just that one nip of bread, you know, overfed the small fish, and the chub just aren't willing to feed right now. Just going to feed maggot, but put the bread punch on. There's definitely fish down there. Bread didn't seem to be a starter then. I think what I'll do is I'll just move this other number 8 up, try it right under the float again, just leave one down the line. I'm just going to move it away from the hook length a bit to about halfway. So I've got one number 8 down the line now. See if that alteration of presentation can bring us a fish. Something just bit then as I started to mend the line and hold it back. No, nothing. I'll try and add a couple of inches on. The 3 inches. The trip bottom will shallow back up. It took a while, but finally we've snared another dace. Got him on the inside. He just maybe tucked under our own bank, come out of the main flow. I was just contemplating another move. And we'll just have a couple more runs. Okay, I'm just going to try and get one more fish out of this peg, and then we'll consider a move. It's going a little bit quiet. It's getting very hot as well. It's getting very hot. I'm glad I'm under this tree. Oh, that was a bite. Totally missed that then. These fish haven't disappeared yet. I've shallowed the float back up, moved the extra number 8 down. It just seems the better presentation. Oh, another bite there. So there's fish in the swim. Definitely fish here now. Yeah, that's going. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a nice dace. Lovely. Not a huge fish by any standard, but quite happy catching them on here. Back he goes. I don't want to move from under the shade of this tree, it's that hot out there. No bite that time through. It's almost like you take a fish out, it spooks the rest of them. That's a bite. Ah, lost him. Just another dace, but hey, we never like losing fish, do we? Well guys, that's it. I think we're going to call it a day for the first session on the river of 2020. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've had a handful of dace. Not been magnificent because it's been really hot out here. If you've got a little river near you that's full of hidden treasures, I'd love to hear about it. Tell me the name of the river in the comments down below and what you're likely to catch there. I was hoping to get a couple of big chub out of here, but I think it's probably too early in the day. If I stayed on until the evening, we might have had a better chance. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget, give me a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video every time I upload one. Till the next one, thanks for watching, and tight lines.